I'm gonna have to fucking beat the shit out of Dylan, aren't I? That was quite a shock. Some quick thinking on your part, though. Not proud of it. Never liked telling lies. Felt horrible. Glad to hear it. Beats being a pathological liar any day of the week. I'm sure it does. Speaking of Dylan, wasn't he acting a bit strange? Sure fucking was. Seemed to be unusually panicked. Yeah, not his usual suave self at all. What is it, Mr. Hyde? The door. It's open. It is? Looks like Dylan fled before locking this thing back up. Guess you won't be breaking into anywhere today, kid. Then now's our chance, Mr. Hyde. Let's go inside. Hold it. We can't both go in. One of us needs to stand a guard. If we're both poking around in there and somebody finds us, it's gonna hit the fan. Well, I don't know anything about a fan, but you're right. Why don't you go inside and I'll stand guard in the hallway? That'd work? Got a good way of alerting you, too. If somebody comes by, I'll knock on the door to let you know. If you hear me knocking, try not to make any noise inside the room. When they're gone, I'll knock again and you can continue looking around. Do you think that'll work? Suppose it'll have to do. So this is going to be a game of red light, green light? Is that what it is? This is Will's room, is it? Seems to be packed up and ready to leave. This place has less taste than dry bread. Can't imagine anybody would actually live in here. Well, he's no longer going to be living in here. Dude's fucking moving out. Huh. Damn, bad time for the phone to ring. Threatening voice sounds out from the phone. Guess they're not there, so I'll just relay this message. Goods have been obtained in the same way as usual, and the money is in the usual place. The hell is that about? First and foremost, I'm going to investigate before hitting up the phone. Next to the sofa, small brown overnight bag. Trench coat lying on the arm of the sofa. Whole thing's wrinkled and damaged. Black case on the table. Case is locked and there's no getting in. Can't see a keyhole in this thing. Instead, there seems to be a kind of round indentation. How the hell do you get this thing open? Okay. Pair of black leather gloves. My professional opinion as a former detective, I'd say these look sleek but sturdy. Front page of an old newspaper is lying on the newspaper. Wait a minute. Looks like the page is a section missing. Date reads December 1955. 1955? Could be mistaken, but... piece that's been cut from this paper. Looks like it could be the article about my dad that I got in this... fuck. Take the newspaper front page with a section missing. Hear the sound of somebody knocking on the door. It's the signal. Hands off. Doing nothing. Waiting around. Waiting for the footsteps to fade out and disappear. Hear the sound of somebody knocking on the door. Okay, all clear to keep looking. Alright, so that's probably the first clue. I'm gonna check his wardrobe. I wonder what's in this side. Door slightly open. Bet there's something interesting here. Best not to get my hopes up, though. Snazzy blue jacket. Smart gray jacket. Not really my style, but I'll take a look into the pockets anyway. What's this? Something inside. Looks like some sort of magnetic key. Found out the way inside the case? Magnetic key? Maybe if I use this key. Flashy white jacket. Doesn't look like he's worn it all that much. Sick. Probably nothing over there. I'll check his phone. Answer phone. If I listen to the other messages, I'll find something out. Threatening voice. Plan is moving ahead as expected. I'll contact you again with details on the item. All the preparations have been made. The item can change hands in the usual manner. My IQ detective skills are telling me something. But White is definitely not a regular salesman. You don't say. Right. I need to look at that case. Magnetic key, use. Here it goes. Use the magnetic key to open the case. Bingo. Here we go. Inside the case is a single lens reflex camera. It's a camera. Strange, it's much lighter than I thought it would be. Now I see. Thing's just a toy. When I shake it, I can hear something rattle around inside. Letter set inside this case. This isn't the first time I've seen this. It's exactly the same letter set used for the order sheet. Take the letter set. Doesn't mean he's the sender, though. Notebook inside the case. It has a black leather cover that's old and worn. Something written in it. You'll find information on the item on the right of the third floor display case. Guards change at 10 p.m. and the alarm bell on the door is an old type. The hell is this about? I'll communicate using the usual means. Check the mirror. This probably means that he's the one that's been doing the jewelry thefts. Jewelry is a very hard word for me, I'll admit. Check the mirror. What's he gonna see there? His reflection? Something inside the camera. Well, okay. Sure. What now? Is one of these open? Probably not. Huh. Stuff he's taking with him when he moves. Too smudged. I don't know if I'm gonna be getting anything out of this. No, I'll move on. Anything in his bathroom? Small mirror. It's pretty clean, actually. I'm surprised. No. Maybe I'm done here? I still didn't check the other side of the wardrobe, so... Oh, closet. That works too. Yo! Safety deposit box! It's quite a find. Wonder what I'm gonna find inside this thing. Shit. Fuck. Shit. No good. Thing's not gonna open. If only I knew the combination for it. There's a few dirty marks on it that looks like fingerprints. Huh. Why are the sink and its surroundings so clean? Yet the surface of the mirror is dirty. Time for me to get that mirror a closer look. Mirror's covered in dirt. Can't see a thing in it. What the? Guess there's only so much I can do by breathing on it. Let the steam rise. 836601. 8366-1. 8366-1. Fuck. Fucking stop. 8366-1. 8366-1. I ain't gonna forget. I could just write it down, but I ain't gonna forget. I'll never forget. 8366-1. 8366. When? Got it. What's in it? Fucking money. That's what. Steal it. It's open. It's passport inside the safety deposit box. What have I got here? It looks... Will McGrath. Damn. Passport is in the name of Will McGrath. Hang on. McGrath? So Will's surname is the same as the manager of the hotels. I take Will's passport. Somebody knocks. Not again. Better keep the fucking noise down. I ain't touching shit. Nothing's happening. People are walking by. They're just let them walk by. Let them walk. Let them do their thing. And I won't do mine. I'm gonna do nothing. Footsteps fade. And they're gone. Coast is clear. Gotta check the cash now. And by check the cash, steal the cash. I've already stolen his passport. What's a couple bucks? Banknotes inside the safety deposit box. Stack of banknotes. Where'd he get so much cash? That's about it. I think I've investigated everything I can. So let's head on out. Let's go. There's gotta be something here. I better search harder. What? Okay, I mean, I've already looked at the cash. Do I have to look? I'm not being allowed to look at the fucking camera. Like, I've looked at it and it's just not allowing me. Now I'm being allowed to. Fuck off, game. What the? Am I supposed to put in a date here? Well, my guess is December 55. I don't remember the day. What day was it? What was the day? I don't know. From page, examine, 1955. What fucking day? December 10th, 67. December 10th, 67. That's gotta be the day. It's gotta be December 10th. Alright, let's fucking do this shit. So... 10... 6... 7... No? What? There's another date. 28 November 42. 28 November 42. That's gotta be... That's like the only other date I have, right? 28 November 42. 28... November... 2? What? Oh. I had to just back out and it'll do it for me. That works too. I did it. What's this? It's pretty tattered, but it looks like it was a postcard. Also, I can make out a signature on the edge. Michael McGrath. Wasn't he... Take the torn postcard. Why on earth would someone want to stuff half a postcard from the hotel manager into this toy camera? Suddenly get a hint of the presence other than my own, but it's already too late. I feel the muzzle of a gun pressed up against my back. There's nothing I can do other than stay still in amazement. Hear a cold voice from behind me say, "What are you doing here?" "Just having a look at your room. Do you mind?" Needed to find out exactly who you were. "What are you looking for in here? Speak up. If you want me to talk, how about putting the piece down?" "I'm a reasonable man. Sure, why not?" expression on my back disappears. How'd you get in here? Door was open, so I just came in. You're gonna have to do better than that. Unless, of course, you want me to put a bullet in you. It's the truth. This place was already open. Dylan left it that way after he came out. Dylan, what the hell? He said you'd ask him to take care of something in here before moving out. Use the spare key to get in. But being the numbskull he is, he left without locking up. Funny, I don't remember asking him to take care of anything. Maybe not, but it doesn't change the fact that he was in here. If you don't believe me, take a trip down the hall and ask Charles. He saw it too. I'll tell you exactly what I just did. Let's assume I believe you. For now, anyway. Maybe Dylan was what? No, that can wait. More pressing issue is what to do about you. I think I'll have you answer a few more questions. Let's start with what you did while you were sneaking around in here. You twisted my arm. You sure want me to say it all out loud, though? I mean, I think I've just about pieced it all together. Your secrets and such. Huh. Don't kid yourself. There's no way you know what I've been doing here. What? So there's more to you. As I suspected, you don't know the first thing about me, do you? That's right. You keep telling yourself that. If you know so much, why not share some of it with me? Sure, you better listen good. Sure you want me to say it all out loud, though? I mean, I think I've just about pieced it all together, your secrets and such. Do I ignore? Think you can get out of this by clamming up, do you? Answer my questions. What are you doing in here? I was just checking the decor. Enough of the wisecrack, spit it out. What were you looking for? Tell me. Sure, but you better listen good. Sure you want me to say it all out loud, though? Oh. I am on to you. Oh, are you? Are you? Well then, let's see just how much you think you know, shall we? For starters, I know what your real job is. You've been earning a pretty penny too, by all accounts. What is it you think I've been doing to earn all this money? Know plenty more than that. Know all about the lies and deceit too. Oh? And just what do you think I've been lying about? Simple. Faked your identity. What? I've got your number. You got nothing, that's what. You don't have the first clue who I am. Alright, banknotes. Where'd the banknotes come from? Banknotes? Where did you come across something like that? You know damn well. Safety deposit box. You did what? You opened the safety deposit box in my closet? Yeah, what's the matter? Surprised I got into it? There's no way you could have got that thing open. The only person who could possibly open it is me or the intended recipient. Huh. Real name is Will McGrath. Ridiculous. You already know my name. Come on, do you take me for an idiot? Your name's Will McGrath. Can you actually hear yourself? Have you got any proof to back up your outrageous claims? Yes, in fact, I fucking do. Take a look at this. That's my... Right, it's your passport. Will McGrath. That's your real name after all. It is. Well done. That's me, Will McGrath. What are you trying to trade? I'm sorry. What are you what are you trading in exchange for the banknotes? Must be something fairly significant for the price you've been paid. Save your breath. I've had enough of your damn prying. It's not gonna be your day then. My prying's just getting started. You've been pretending to live here in this apartment, but your real job means you have to creep around secretly at night, am I wrong? You'd be wise not to cross me any further. You started this conversation, remember? Maybe it's going to take a bullet to shut you up after all. Yeah, I'll take a rain check on that. Besides, I doubt you've got the balls to shoot me right here in this place. That's what you think, is it? Think about it. If you shoot me here, how long is it going to take the other residents to come running? And I'm sure you weren't looking for any more publicity. Brave words for someone in your position. So anyway, now I've blown your cover, Mr. McGrath. What to do about it? Luckily for you, I'm not going to rat you out to the police. If you must know, I snuck in here to find out something I've been investigating, in the hope of unveiling the truth. And I think you can shed some light on it. I see. Well, Mr. Hyde, would you care to share with me? What exactly you're looking for? What do you mean by truth? That's easy. I want to know about 25 years ago. Once I found out you were Will McGrath, I realized that you were connected to the murder that happened 13 years ago. Me? Connected to a murder? How do you figure that? Because you're the victim's son? I'm afraid not. The victim of the murder 13 years ago, Kathy McGrath, was the manager's wife. McGrath's a common enough name. Just because we share it doesn't mean I'm related. Seem to enjoy jumping to conclusions. It's no jumping here. It's all based on evidence I have. If that's the case, please show me. Michael McGrath. Only thing I got is this postcard. Take a look at this. I opened up the toy camera inside your case. Postcard I found inside bore the name Michael McGrath. Same name as the husband of the victim, Kathy, 13 years ago. He was the manager of the hotel at the time. Why have you been hiding it? Now that you've shown me this, I suppose there's no sense in denying it. You're right, Mr. Hyde. I'm her son. Kathy McGrath, the victim of the murder 13 years ago, was my mother. It all makes sense now. Damn, I'd never guessed you were related to the victim. No use in keeping quiet now. You may as well talk. What do you want me to say? Tell me everything. I want to hear exactly what you hope to gain from all this. Absolutely no idea what you're saying. I live here under a false name. I'll grant you that. I'm a guy who does a job I'd rather the other tenants didn't know about. The same guy whose mother was murdered in the past. How's that for the truth? So, now you know everything. What do you have to say? Wow, that was almost half convincing. Think I was born yesterday? There's no way in hell you've told me everything. Oh. Last chance, spill it. What have you been doing in this building? What are you trying to gain by using me? Time for you to cut the bull and tell me the truth. Why are you living here in this building? What are you up to? Nothing, just a tenant. Living here just like you are. Expect me to believe that? You're looking for the culprit. The what? The case surrounding your mother's murder was never solved. So you're here trying to find out who the culprit is. Maybe I am. What of it? Some of what you're saying is close to the truth, but you're not quite on the money. Mr. McGrath, do not get cryptic with me. I'm not searching for my mother's murderer. I decided to live here after I found out who did it. Mr. Hyde, you and I have shared very similar experiences. Both of us have had a parent murdered. Your father was killed 25 years ago and my mother 13 years ago. Both cases remain unsolved. What are you getting at? However, though our pasts are distinctly similar, we have adopted different approaches. You were once a detective, yet you chose not to look into your father's case. You're even living in a place that may still be around to shed light on things, but do nothing. You're not even trying to find out the truth, and that's the reason I'm so angered by you. And the reason I chose to point you in the right direction. Are you for real? So the order sheet was your doing? That would be telling. Come on, you told me this much. No sense in stopping here. What direction were you trying to point me in? That's simple. And what do you mean with what you said just now? You said we had distinctly different approaches to our respective pasts. Tell me what you meant by that. It's all about something that I possess, but you don't. A burning desire to get even with the person who is responsible. I'll not rest until the person responsible for my mother's death has been made to pay, and since the justice system has failed in its attempt, I must get revenge. Justice system. So you believe, or are at least claiming, that it is Patrice. Who killed Kathy? Main person responsible is already dead, but their accomplice is still around. Their accomplice? You're referring to... Patrice or Mary? Mary? No. Finally back. Took long enough. It's Patrice. Friend Mrs. Patrice. right first time. Moved in here in order to be in a position to take my revenge on her. Originally intended to crush her throat with my bare hands, but then something appeared and got in the way of my plan. What kind of revenge are you planning? Wouldn't you like to know? Pitiful. Just pitiful. Now, Mr. Hyde, that hurts. So you were just gonna use me to get revenge and I'd be none the wiser. I mean, you knew what I did on the side. So you sent me the order sheet, right? Found all the evidence I need to pin it on you in this very room. What evidence might that be? That would be the letter set. Here's your evidence. It was you, wasn't it? You sent me the order sheet. Congratulations, Mr. Hyde. What kind of revenge are you planning? I want her to own up to her crimes and show me how repentant she is. Do it yourself. Don't involve me in your dirty work. Still don't get it, do you? It's much more fun to have somebody else do it. You're sick, man. Spare me your moral posturing. You took the order willingly. No doubt you've been having the time of your life roving around the building or reliving your glory days. And it didn't take you long to realize something either. You realized that if you found the Scarlet Star that went missing 25 years ago, you'd be able to uncover the truth behind your own father's murder too. How the hell did you know about that? What interest could you possibly have in my dad's murder? Heard about it. Incident from 25 years ago. Somebody working in a hotel at the time told me. Who told you? Are you referring to Michael McGrath? Your father, he told you, didn't he? Yes, that's right. Father told me the truth before he passed away 3 years ago. He helped me understand exactly what happened on that day 25 years ago. What got in the way of your plan? I learned that my mother's murder was triggered by the incident 25 years ago, and I learned that that was due to the involvement of an organized crime syndicate. Crime syndicate, yes, not just any. One that you're familiar with, none of the Nile. What'd you say? Now we're involved? They were indeed. How the hell did they come into what went on here? That's something I can't help you with, I'm afraid. All I know is that their involvement in the case complicated matters. What happened 25 years ago? Safe was broken into on the premises of Hotel Cape West. The item stolen was known as the Scarlet Star. The person who stole it was your father. What? It's true. My father died 3 years ago, right after telling me everything he knew. It was the first time I was able to see the entire picture. So you didn't know before then? No, my father and I never really saw eye to eye. I left home as soon as I could. After that, the only time I met my father was at my mother's funeral. Later, he collapsed due to an illness, and the next time I saw him, he was dying. I hadn't seen him in 10 years. He was in a weakened state and in need of my support. Before he'd drawn his final breath, he spoke to me. He told me he was sorry and that he had something he needed to say to me. He went on to inform me that a man called George Patrice had killed my mother. There was no evidence, but he knew for a fact it was him. Is he seriously trying to tell me that Mag's husband killed Kathy McGrath? He then thrust that torn-out postcard into my hands and told me it's something else. That everything started 25 years ago when the Scarlet Star disappeared. This is the last thing he said. That there was a man who stole the Scarlet Star from the hotel safe 25 years ago. Tried to tell me the name of the safecracker. Struggled to speak the words, but never made it. His final breath had been exhaled. He died a wretched and lonely old man. Wasn't the way he wanted to go. What happened then? After spending the time to look after my dying father, I had a sudden change of heart. Although previously I hadn't really cared for him, these new emotions changed that. Almost without noticing, I was clasping his cold, lifeless hand and making a promise. I promised I'd get to grips with the truth he imparted to me. Get to grips with? Yes, I'd find out everything and bring it to light. Make sure that all the circumstances surrounding my mother's death are known. I used the partial hints that my father had left with me and started to piece it together. Researched the building, key players, and I learned that George Patrice was already dead, but that didn't deter me. I had to refocus my efforts on his widow, who had turned the hotel into apartments. Once I had uncovered that information, things got really interesting. I learned that the son of the person who cracked the safe 25 years ago lived there too. How'd you make the connection? How'd you know that the person who cracked the safe was my dad? You really want to know? Well, here goes. The reason I knew was that he was in the same business as I am. I have my very thorough means of finding out things like that. And that's what you used to determine Niall's involvement too, right? Precisely. It also proved useful when it helped me learn about the jobs you did behind the scenes. My methods were infallible. Chris Hyde's son lived in this very building, oblivious to the events of the past. It was priceless, but made me think. I had to find a way to make you start looking into things. And that's when you decided to send the order sheet. Right again. But it seems I underestimated you. Before you unearthed the truth behind Mrs. Patrice and the Scarlet Star, you discovered the truth behind me. Didn't you think it was bound to happen? Well, you do now. It may sound a little boring, but nothing. You found me out so easily, after all. If I attempt to delve any further, I fully expect Niall to come knocking on my door. Niall? Yes, they've clearly left their mark on this building. If I even so much as try to uncover the facts behind their operation, I'm a dead man. Please don't misunderstand, Mr. Hyde. I'd like nothing more than to make them pay. But I realize the consequences, and I think it's time for me to release my grip. And you can live with that, can you? Certainly. As long as I'm alive, there's always a chance I can know the truth someday. That's the promise I made to my father. But for the time being, I value my life above all else. I see. The real question is, what are you going to do now? As long as that order remains valid, I'll do what I always do and track the item down. An answer that does you credit. It's my job, after all. And the reward that awaits for me at the end is more than enough to keep me going. As it should be. In any case, take this. Strange time to be giving gifts, wouldn't you say? Take the torn postcard. One more thing I forgot to mention. When my father thrust this into my hands, he told me that this was a vital clue to discovering the Scarlet Star. And that, Mr. Hyde, is all I can tell you. Will leaves the room. I suppose I will too leave. Huh. Yeah, nice fucking job on the lookout. Is everything okay, Mr. Hyde? Yeah, just beachy. Was worried for a moment. Took the words right out of my mouth, kid. Did you manage to get away okay? Yeah, just about. Came back while I was keeping watch. Didn't want him to see me, so I quickly made my way back to my room. Sorry. Don't worry, it was a quick thinking. Besides, not like I could have hidden in his room. Guess you're right. Found out some useful information, though. You know the murder victim from 13 years ago? Turns out Will's her son. Why are we talking about this in the fucking hallway when Dylan's on the same fucking floor and probably listening like a piece of shit? He's not planning on coming back here anytime soon either. It's probably best if you just forget all about him. He's not the same kind of guy you should be associating with in any case. I see. Thanks for the advice. I'll steer well clear of him. Charles moves away. So I finally discovered who sent me that order sheet. It was Will White. Never have guessed he would have been behind it. All I can think about is finding the truth behind what happened 25 years ago. I think I know what I need to do. I think it's time I gather my thoughts and end the chapter. December 25th. Tony came to my room and gave me Rex's notebook. Written inside was a reference to Condor and a man called Jack Green. It said they both disappeared in 1967. Rachel kindly looked into the name Jack Green and found out he was a reporter. Right. Jack Green worked as a reporter for a publication called Los Angeles Beat. Rachel discovered that he had unearthed certain truths about Condor, and had been murdered before he could unveil it all publicly. After returning Sydney's record to him, we had a chat. This led me to want to talk to Mags regarding her late husband. Her husband, who was killed 13 years ago, went by the name of George. Right. Mags' husband's name was George Patrice. He was the proprietor of several successful eateries around town. Mags went on to explain that he was killed during a robbery that took place 13 years ago. Once Mags and I concluded our business, Rachel contacted my pager, got her on the phone, then looked into the photos from the album on the 4th floor. Made the startling discovery of a certain person in one of the photos. The person was Mags. Right. It's none other than Mags I discovered in one of the photos. It was a photo showing a party dubbed Scarlet Star. In it, she was wearing the necklace she still wears today. She looked a lot younger in that picture. From a photo on the 8mm film that Charles showed me, we noticed that Will White from Room 306 appeared in both. Charles agreed to help me when I decided to go in and get a closer look at his room. Thanks to the contents of the safety deposit box and the postcard inside the camera, I was able to discern a certain truth about Will. What was it I found out? Using a false name. Right. Found out his real name is Will McGrath. Turns out he's the son of the late manager of Hotel Cape West, Michael McGrath. Postcard and passport I uncovered inside his room proved it. After Will returned to his room, I put him on to Spot to get some straight answers. He confessed to having been the one behind the mysterious order sheet I'd received. He went on to explain that the reason he sent it to me was because he was frustrated with me. No. I mean, he was frustrated with me. But that wasn't the only reason. Alright. Explain the reason he sent it. To avenge. Right. Reason he sent me this order sheet was because he didn't want his mother's murder to remain unpunished. He also shared a new startling revelation with me about 25 years ago. The person who snuck into Hotel Cape West with the intention of cracking the safe and stealing the Scarlet Star was my dad. I could only stare dumbly at Will when he told me. Truth that Will shared with me didn't reveal everything, but at least another one of this building's mysteries has come to light. Why am I so keen on uncovering the truth behind what took place here 25 years ago? Thanks to him, I now have an outline that puts things in a better perspective. Now I know for certain if I search for the Scarlet Star. I'll also find out the truth behind my dad's murder. In addition to those, I've also begun to consider something, that there's even more to this whole mystery than meets the eye. I have to uncover it all.